The Orange Lutheran Missions Program. Does it really make a difference? Are lives really changed because of it? You decide.
I can't imagine where I would be right now without it because it's such a huge part of who I've become and how I've matured.
Sophomore year at Appalachia was like the Lord really calling me into having a personal relationship with Him. Not that I didn't know what that meant, but I didn't know the extent of the depth that that could have.
I was like that scared little freshman coming into school, and the missions retreat is before the school year starts. So I went in there super freaked out, and the people there welcomed me so much, and that's actually where I came to faith.
Every time I get my group together, at least one time on a trip, I'll try to talk with each student and ask them, you know, why'd you come on this trip? And more than one time I've had a student say, oh, my parents made me come, I need the service hours. And I'm like, okay, that's great, you know. There's a reason you're here, you know. God put you here. And I'll watch that, and then, for example, we just got back from Appalachia, and I saw a student who was one of those students last fall at NART that had told me, I'm just here for the service hours. And here he was with his hands in the air, praising the worship music, had totally, you know, gone and started his journey, you know, with Christ. And, you know, for me, that's the biggest satisfaction that I get out of it.
With missions, you find a home. You find a safe place that you can go to any time of the day and talk about anything you want to, and it's there. And that's by far my favorite part of missions.
You really build a community with people. And for me, I have made some of my best friends that I have through missions.
Ethiopia changed my life in so many ways. It taught me so much about myself, about God, about serving other people, about loving other people.
Probably the most impactful moments are the ones where you're just kind of working alongside the people that you're serving with, and you kind of realize that you're not the one who's changing their lives, but they're kind of like shaping and changing your life.
When you think of missions, you think of potentially going out and helping a community and impacting and serving them and doing all sorts of things. But when you actually experience missions work, you actually get more out of these trips than probably the people that you're there to potentially serve and help out.
A big fear for a lot of people is just not making friends in school, just having that, having that transition into high school. The missions program is a great way to make friends. It definitely allows you to open up to other people, and you definitely build as a community in the class, and that's something that's really important.
It has really taught me to be a leader. The missions staff has, you know, put me in a leadership position, has encouraged me to do things that I didn't think that I could do.
I feel like a class more feels like kind of like a family. I can be open and real with them. You can't do that in really any other school. I feel like this is a really unique opportunity. I mean, I didn't think I'd be going to high school and worshiping in class. That's pretty cool, and I don't think many people can say that.
The reason I get involved with the Orange Lutheran Missions is to serve people. I mean, obviously, it's one of those things, everybody says that it's to serve, and it's really true. But I think the thing for me that goes even to the next level is to be with the kids, the high school kids. And because now, you know, you can teach them and you can coach them, but when you get them on the missions trip, you get something new and you get the real person of who they are and who they want to be.
Coaching and teaching, everyone views you as one way. And so when you get to step away from being that teacher role and now you're serving with the kids, it shows a different side of you. You get to let down your guard a little bit differently, and it's like loving on them, and you get to love with them, and you show that it's okay to be vulnerable.
My first trip to Appalachia had a huge impact on me, and I loved the way that I could interact with the kids just throughout that week, and so I knew right away that I wanted to go back. And what really brought me back is my time on that first trip really impacted my own faith and the rhythm that I had with my day-to-day walk with God.
The trips are important to me, first on a, you know, as a selfish reason. They're important to me because it grows my walk in faith and my relationship with Christ.
Just the growth that you see in students, both as individuals, as people, but also spiritually. And it's always a new experience. It's never repeated. You never see the same thing twice.
Everything about it is just so raw and real and genuine, and it's just something I think everyone needs to be a part of in their life, just that kind of community in some way.
So, yes, the Orange Lutheran Missions Program has a very real and everlasting impact that does change lives.